We have a huge NHL trade. Jacob Markstrom has finally been moved. He's on his way to New Jersey. We'll discuss and break down the full deal coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. Of course, today's an off day in the Stanley Cup Final, and we have some pretty significant news. We finally have a trade involving Calgary Flames goaltender Jacob Markstrom, who's been in the rumor mill for an extended period of time. The trade has finally happened, sending him to the New Jersey Devils. Of course, Jacob Markstrom, 34 years of age, has 2 years remaining on his contract at $6 million, had a full no-move clause, so of course he had to waive and agree to this, which is not surprising, considering how close these two teams came at the NHL trade deadline to making this happen. It was believed at that point that the Devils were looking for salary retention, and that the Flames ownership had balked at that request, kind of, killing the deal in the 11th hour, even after Jacob Markstrom had been asked to waive. And I know that did not sit well with him, and he openly spoke about how upset he was and how things were handled amongst the upper management ownership level of the Flames, and that whole debacle. So at the end of the day, we knew that he more than likely wasn't going back, that he just didn't want to return to Calgary. They've sold off all their veteran players, and he was going to be the next one to go. So going back from New Jersey to Calgary is 23-year-old right shot defenseman Kevin Bahl, and a 2025 first-round pick. That first-round pick is top 10 protected. Is it just me, or is this an underwhelming deal? Now, the Calgary Flames are also retaining salary here on the Jacob Markstrom contract. So I said he makes $6 million a year. They're retaining 31.25%. So to get Jacob Markstrom at, obviously at a big discount like that with the return, it certainly makes things, underwhelming, like I said, for the Flames for sure. I know back at the trade deadline, the rumored asking price that was supposedly, and I guess we'll never know 100%, agreed to, was the 2024 pick, as well as they were going to getting either like Alexander Holtz or Dawson Mercer. That to me, and I think there was going to be even a third piece in there to another pick or prospect. And Tom Fitzgerald has done quite well here. He doesn't move Mercer, he doesn't move Holtz, he doesn't move 10th overall. That tells me that the Devils are not done, for starters, because I know they've been very openly talking and publicly and through the media that 10th overall is very much up for grabs. And if he can get an impact player, that he's going to do it. So a lot of people thought when this news was, as we waited for the breakdown here for the trade, that 10th overall was going to be included. Conroy and the Flames did not get that. I'm surprised that they moved Markstrom without insisting on that pick being included. It completely shocks me. To me, Jacob Markstrom, I know his age, his contract, it feels underwhelming because theoretically the Devils should be a much better team next year. So this first round pick should be a lot later than what they would have been picking this year. I know there was a lot of interest in this player, and at the same time, though, we can't put all the blame on Conroy because this player has a no-move clause. It really hampers returns. And when players only agree to waive for certain teams, it takes all the leverage away. It really does. Now, the general manager has two choices. They can either say, okay, this is the best I'm going to get. This is the only place he'll go, and they take it. Or they don't take it, keep the player who doesn't want to be there, who is not going to be happy with you, and maybe you make things worse off for your team. It really puts the handcuffs on. So I understand being critical of Conroy. I get it. It does feel underwhelming, but we just have to keep in mind the handcuffs. It really makes a huge difference. Now, we don't know if Markstrom was willing to waive for other teams and really how many teams really had a legit chance. We've heard of, probably 3 or 4 other serious bidders trying to talk to the Flames about Markstrom. We've heard about Ottawa. We've heard about LA, to some degree Toronto. But again, we don't know if Markstrom was willing to go to any of those places. So was there really even that much of a bidding war competition for this trade and this player? That could make all the difference in the world. But a 2025 first rounder that's top 10 protected, it just feels underwhelming. Kevin Bahl has potential. I really think he could be a good defenseman for the Flames, but I just don't know that it feels like enough. But so I understand the sentiment. But we just got to remember Conroy's position here. It's really tough. So you're going to get a guy who the Devils, I think, were open to moving. As much as they like Ball, they have a lot of defensemen coming, like Nemec, who they want to make room for and give more of a chance to play. They're hoping for a healthy Dougie Hamilton this year. They're going to make other moves. There's no doubt. The Devils are not done. I still think that 10th overall pick could be in play, and maybe we'll see another impact player land in New Jersey after all. I think it's going to be a completely different team next year, and we'll see what happens. So let me know your thoughts on this Markstrom trade to Calgary finally going down in the comments, and we'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, stick around. There'll be plenty more videos coming today, all kinds of other news to talk about around the league. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.